What's up, babes? Today's video I'm gonna make on Crown 2. What a trip it was. Got back to my place at least at 5 in the morning with Kronos. Shouts to Kronos, Simple Rick, and Shu. We all traveled down there early in the morning on Friday and got back last night about 4 or 5 in the morning. Drove through the night. Wanted to spend as much time there on Sunday because of what a great event it really was. But starting off with Friday, going through like my performances and just kind of different things with the tournament itself. Crown 2 to start was one of my favorite out of states. Honestly, the venue was tremendous. It had everything you could ever want from an out of state tournament, including a lot of homies and people that I already know, and meeting new people in different scenes across the four corners, across the states. Honestly, a lot of P&W people out there that was nice to meet, even if some of them might have beaten me at the actual tournament, but I had a good time. In regards to the pre-local on Friday, the reason we left so early Friday is because we wanted to participate in the pre-local. The seating on that one was a little weird, but it was the pre-local, so I don't think it was too big of a deal. The only regret I have over the weekend is that I was not able to fight any of the Japanese players that went, which is tough because I could have been projected to play them. At least at the pre-local, I should have gotten to a point where I played T, which would not have been fun because all of the Japanese players play characters that I'm like, bro, please don't make me do that, please. But at the pre-local, I had my rematch against B-Rice. We just played at Rise. We had a very close set. At Rise, I won 3-2, but this time B-Rice was able to take me out, I think with a clean 2-0. In that set with Isabel, it's a little bit of a rough matchup. I don't think it's anything like horrible. I think Villager's worse just because of different tools that he has. But once they pocket the banana, that shit's tough. I had some counterplay, obviously, to keep the banana on the ground. You throw it down once so that if you hit or don't hit them again, it doesn't just stay on the ground. Because the thing is with banana, when they pocket it, it does not matter if I die. I have to kill them without a banana in order to get my banana back. And that first set, B-Rice was able to take my banana and keep my banana at 0% fresh stock, which shoutouts to B-Rice. Honestly, I love fighting B-Rice. It's an interesting matchup, but I feel like we both play it in such a way that it just feels like we're both getting better as we play. It feels like just evenly matched two people duking it out with two short little furry characters. It's a good time with B-Rice. But I was sent to losers, and then I made a run. I think I won 5 or so sets to make it to like the main top bracket, but I was just running through losers at that point. I had to fight Grimace, a DK. Was able to beat him. Fought Freckles, a Rosa, who then we money matched yesterday, and another interesting matchup, Diddy Rosa. Now Diddy kind of got farmed by Rosa in Smash 4, but in this game it's a little closer. I still think it's a little bit of a tough matchup, but we had like some solid back and forth, last hit, stock for stock games. I was able to take that one. I do feel a little bit more experienced in that one, which was good. And then I had to fight B-Rice in order to make it out after fighting, who did I fight? Oh, the Steve. I'm blanking on the tag, but I fought a Steve who was pretty good. And then winner of that had to fight B-Rice. And then I fought B-Rice, and it was a super close game 3 set again. I got gimped. I remember game 3 with a fishing pole. Ford throw me on the edge of Smashville. My ass did not tech, and I died too early. The banana was pocketed. And the thing with our sets is they last a really long time, but I was able to get the run back. Last minute down tilt up smash. Little bit of a pop off, I won't even lie. I was pumped about it. I was like, nice, I got it. And then immediately I went into the main bracket and played Peckham. Now Peckham's a min-min, and the first game did not go well. The second game went a lot better. I kind of am starting to figure out that matchup just by playing it. But Peckham's the man, the Scottish accent and all. He was able to beat me with a clean 2-0, which was tough because once again, I didn't understand that Peckham was able to just hold my banana and do all the aerials and everything, which I don't even know how that's possible. I guess they're B moves. I really don't know. There's a lot of knowledge in this game that I need to catch up on, and this weekend definitely made me aware of that. But he was able to keep the banana and keep swinging his arms like the entire time. So I didn't get a banana for 2 whole stocks, and he was able to beat me with a clean 2-0. So I got like 17th at the pre-local. Didn't think I was playing bad. I felt pretty good about how it was going. Did some money matches that night. Stayed up pretty late at the venue. The venue was solid. The only gripe that I would even say is there was one part of the building that had like a glare where like the outside was literally just like right there and the sun's like piercing your soul as you're playing, and that's tough because that's where I played the pre-local and that's where I played the singles pools for Crown. Now, John's aside, I don't think it's enough to really change too much. You know, I'm not someone who's going to John and say, oh, that changed my bracket. It really didn't. It really did not. But I went into the next day. I knew my route, that I knew what I had to do in order to make it to top 32. That first pool was rough. That first pool was Rise top 3, DeBuzz, I don't remember if JoJo was in there. There was a lot of good players in this first pool, but MFA, Stroder, my boy Acid, who popped off in the pool, especially on Saturday. Shoutouts to Acid. Shoutouts to a lot of Colorado players, including Rydra, who was able to beat MBD, which is awesome. But on Saturday for me, after waking up from the B&B, we leave as a team. Me and Shu do doubles. Felt pretty good about our doubles performance until the last set where we fought Speedy Blue Dude and forgetting the tag. Used the box, played Ike. I don't even know if that's their main, but they beat us 3-1, I believe. We didn't land a whole lot of rest setups that we were going for, but I did feel pretty good about our performance besides then. This is our second time using that team. I think me and Shu were talking about maybe throwing in a Mario for Shu just to see how that goes. We attempted my Incineroar because Incineroar Puff's not too bad, and there might be something with that down the line, but I felt pretty good. We were the highest placing Colorado doubles team. I think we were just outside top 8, getting 9th. But we had some very good sets. Got my run back in doubles against Peckham and Leo de Hockey, who was the shoutouts to the One Piece team, because that was sick. I was like, dude, you guys are literally the One Piece team. And they're like, yeah, we are. I'm like, hell yeah. But then going to singles, I literally did what my seed projected me to do, which there's nothing more frustrating in the world. I don't know about you guys, but that shit's tough. I played H4DS, and when going into this set, I knew that if I did not win this, that I was projected to fight MFA, who I lost to in Winners Finals at Rise, to make it out for top 32 loser side. But when I fought H4, had a solid comeback game 1. I was surprised we were able to go to FD, but kind of getting beat up that whole game, but made a solid comeback there at the end. Felt pretty good. Game 2, last hit, last stock I lost, and then game 3, something I was doing so good in the first 2 games, avoiding some gimps. I was gimped at a very low percent, and I was taken out by H4. H4 solid player. Definitely knew that was going to be a little bit of a tough matchup. Knew Diddy Kong pretty well. I feel like in that matchup I was impressed. I was just like, hey, you kind of know what's going on here. We spent a lot of time on the ledge, which usually I'm fine with, but with someone like Pikachu's gimp ability, it can be a little tough. You know, I don't really necessarily want to do that. But he beat me 2-1, and then I kind of was just dreading because I knew what was coming. But then in Winners Finals, meanwhile, it was supposed to be Schroeder versus MFA, but Acid defeats Schroeder 2-1 with a solid counter at the end against his Mario, which is beautiful. And then he went against MFA, and he kind of beat up MFA. Greninja, Olimar, and I was like, let's go Acid, but shit, now I have to fight MFA. But I ran through losers because H4 was still pretty early on. The winner of that had to fight DeBuzz, but H4 beat me, and then I had to fight against a... trying to remember, the Ridley, I don't know if that was first, but the Ridley Ogre B, I believe Ogre B almost beat me. I missed the Trump back air. I was kind of maybe feeling a little sorry for myself, you know, but he clutched game 2, and then I made a comeback game 3, thank God, on Town and City. But Ogre was a solid Ridley, especially in a matchup I feel pretty comfortable in because of our boy Rydra. But a solid set with Ogre. Then I fought Banana Boy, which is a matchup that is just bread and butter for me, honestly, because I've been fighting Yoshis my entire time playing Smash in general, and I don't think the matchup is too different, at least the way I play it, than it was in Smash 4. I think Yoshi has way more tools, but in that set, game 1 was kind of a wash. I kind of, besides the solid gimp by Banana Boy, kind of beat up Banana Boy looked dejected from the moment the set began. I don't understand why. I don't know if there was knowledge that I had been fighting JFK for like half a decade just about, but yeah, so I was able to beat Banana Boy with a solid 2-0, and then it was MFA. This was to make it out. It was tough because I had already lost to H4DS's Pikachu, and I'm like feeling sorry with these shitty matchups. I'm like, oh, come on. But I'm like, all right, game face on. If I win, I get to fight Shu in top 32, loser side, which would still suck, but would be cool. And then I just got washed. I got double 2-stocked, I believe. I went Diddy, and I was like, this is just not the move. That's a matchup that I don't even know if MFA's practiced in, but it's just not fun. It's just not fun. I don't know if it's this playstyle thing, because I play other Olimars, and it's not that bad, but MFA got my ass, like, pretty solidly. And then the second game, something I had been, because of how it was projected, I was thinking. I was like, all right, I'm going to go Incineroar. So I went Incineroar, and it actually wasn't too bad. It really wasn't. But I got 2-stocked again with a solid spike finisher, and then, boom, out at 33rd. It hurt. It was tough. I was a little upset, but I did what I was supposed to do. And nothing is more painful, because I'm like, bruh, that means they were right about seeding me where I got seeded, and that's tough. I was not projected to even make it out. I wanted to make it out. I didn't. This is like the first time. I mean, a stacked death pool for sure. Similar thing happened with other Colorado players where the loss and winners, then the person to make it out is somebody either just as hard or much harder. But I knew if I didn't beat H4, what the destiny had for me. And even though things might have changed in winners because of how Acid was doing, some demons met me in losers, and I was out at 33rd. I didn't let that really take too much away from me in the weekend. The rest of that day went by. Had some time in the hot tub because they had a sick venue. I don't know if you've seen pictures, but they are absolutely gorgeous. And they had some commissions, some people upstairs. There was a home run bat contest, which I got close to making the top 3 on with Mario, but not quite. But the guy was super chill. Dude that works at ESA. There were people working on controllers. It was just solid. There was a lot of places where you could play friendlies and money matches. So I money matched, not really much that day. I was just getting ready for the crew battle. Colorado showed up at the crew battle, almost beating NorCal. I did mediocre against P&W. Met a Steve who I only took 3 stocks. I mean, I did my job, but we win that one and we go into NorCal where, if you watched, I took 6 stocks like a beast, like a champ. Felt like an absolute Chad up there because I knew those 2 people that I was playing, they've been playing like just as long as me, and it just felt good. And I knew at the beginning, I was like, guys, we have to go out like strong in front because these guys have some absolute killers on their team. And after taking my 6, we actually did sadly fall. I love my team. I love my state. But we were not able to take it. I think if we took that and I could talk my shit because it didn't happen, we would have washed Utah. I think Utah would have gotten slapped. They didn't really give NorCal as much of a challenge as we did. But these are all what ifs. But we lost in semis of Cruz. I'm proud of Rydra, Acid, Shu, and Kronos. We gave it our all. I think we did kind of represent a little bit, but hopefully next time we can do a little bit more. But it's finally kind of a thing where people don't look down on us as much. I think they know kind of some of the players and some of the capabilities that we have as a state, and that's awesome. But the next day, I didn't really get to participate at all, but I was cheering on my boys. Shouts to Rydra for beating MVD, Acid for getting 17th. Rydra got 9th. Shu got 25th. I believe that was all the people that were in top 32. If I forgot anybody, I'm sorry, but I believe that's it. Me, Smirk, and Kronos got 33rd, which is a little tough, but these things happen. We move forward. I'm motivated. I think I'm going to start playing some more Falco for some of these crappy matchups because it feels like whenever I go out of state, you know, that's what they get me. But John's aside, happy with the weekend. The event was ran beautifully. I loved a lot of the TOs. Shoutouts to Michael. If you watch this, awesome. All the TOs were great. It was ran smoothly. Having the hot tub right in front of the stream outside in beautiful Utah weather was great. They even had some ping pong, play a little bit of that. And I went up about like 100 or so in money matches. So that was nice. If I money matched you, GG's. If I played you at all this weekend, GG's. Shouts to New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, all the 4 corners. There's too many people to name, but you guys know I love all you. And I'll hopefully see you soon at Double Down. But hope everyone had a great weekend. And as far as I saw, they did. The only other thing that I did is super shout out to Diablo, Roberto. We had a nice lift on Saturday morning. This man picked me up at 8 in the morning, and we went and lifted at his gym before the tournament. And that was a first for me, and that was awesome for an out of state. But shouts to the man. I hope you all have a fantastic day. and I'll catch you. Peace.